And now for our next news special report.
Tonight we're delving into a story so explosive it sounds like it's straight out of a crime thriller, but this is no fiction. Sammy the Bull Gravano, once a feared name in the underworld, has come forward with a claim that will send shockwaves across the nation. He's pointing fingers directly at the top of our government, accusing President Biden of an act so grave it's almost unspeakable: treason. Gravano's words are not just accusations, they're a chilling warning from a man who knows the dark corridors of power all too well. This report is not just another news story, it's a wake-up call to every American. So stay with us as we uncover the layers of this staggering claim, and trust me, you don't want to miss my final thought on this. It's a perspective that every citizen of our republic needs to hear. Now, before we dive deeper, let's take a moment, just like Sammy the Bull Gravano flipped the script on the underworld, Ross Givens is doing the same for the financial world. While the elites in Washington, like Congressman Blumenauer and Pelosi and Burr, have been quietly enriching themselves through defense stocks and timely trades linked to the major announcements, Ross Givens offers a different path. He left his Wall Street VP position to help ordinary Americans like you profit from these insider strategies. With Ross's insights, you can achieve returns that some have seen reach up to 1,700%. So visit yourinsideredge.com for a free copy of Ross's latest big trade discovery. That's yourinsideredge.com, because it's time the average American got a piece of the action. And now a story that's almost too dramatic to believe. Sammy the Bull Gravano, a former underworld figure, has stepped into the limelight with a staggering accusation against President Biden. The charge? Treason, a word that carries the weight of history's darkest moments. Gravano, leveraging his criminal past, draws a parallel between the Biden administration's actions and the lawlessness he knows all too well. And Gravano's disbelief at the country's inaction in the face of an alleged presidential misconduct is palpable. He likens the acts of Biden and Harris to the most heinous crime, robbing every American citizen of their right to honest governance. This isn't just theft, and according to Gravano, it is a betrayal of the nation itself. Now, the media's silence on this issue, he claims, stems from fear and job security, a cowardice that he finds contemptible. Let's watch.
It's mind-blowing. I don't understand how the country is just sitting back, listening to these things, and no action is being taken. If you want my opinion, there are so many guys that I know who would go to prison for 20 to lifetime sentences for this kind of stuff. And when it comes from the president, the vice president, and people like that, it's beyond theft. It's treason to a country. And I remember when I was younger and I was in the military, treason was something that you would face the death penalty for, because you're robbing every man, woman, and child, every race, black, white, Hispanic, Asian. I mean, you can't get a more disgusting crime than this. I've been hearing it over and over again, and I don't understand why there's no actions. There's certain people like yourself talking about it, and I'm very proud of you. I know a lot of people in the media industry, men and women, through the years, and they're good people. They went to colleges and universities to come out and stop things like this and protect us small people. And yet, they do nothing. And I know why they do nothing. I spoke to a lot of them. I'm not going to mention names, but a lot of them they're a single mom, or they have a job that's paying well. Their bosses won't let them talk, and if they do talk, they get fired. And it's a shame.
In an era where trust in institutions is at an all-time low, Gravano's words strike a chord. His comparison of the current administration's actions to those of a crime family isn't just sensational. It's a reflection of the disillusionment felt by many Americans. Gravano's background in organized crime gives him an insider's view of corruption and betrayal, making his accusations all the more chilling. The former mobster also touches upon the erosion of integrity within federal law enforcement agencies. Reflecting on his past cooperation with the FBI, Gravano expresses his dismay at the current state of these institutions. Former agents, he claims, share his disillusionment, embarrassed by what they see as a departure from the principles that they once upheld. This sentiment underscores a deep-seated concern about the health of American democracy, or should I say our republic. Watch.
You know, I cooperated years ago, everybody knows it, with the FBI, the federal government, some prosecutors, John Gleason and different judges, and they were so honest, it was unbelievable. I was proud to be with them for a while. I'm still friends with a lot of them, and some of them tell me, Sammy, I spent my whole life in the FBI. I'm embarrassed to tell somebody I'm an ex-FBI agent. And I said, don't feel like that. Just get out, speak, talk against it, do something. Don't sit back. And that's not just them and any one individual. I'm talking about the whole country. If we allow this, our forefathers died for this country. I'm a veteran, I go to the VA hospital, and I see people walking around without a leg, without an arm. They fought for us, they died for us, they lost parts of their body for us. How do you think these people feel when they go home and look in the mirror? Everything they gave for us, and we're sitting back and doing absolutely nothing. I don't care how much power they got on their side. We have the people. The people are the power. If we don't talk, if we don't say something, then we're part of it. We become complicit with what's going on. So that's how I feel about it, and I feel very strongly about it. Now that I changed my life, I fight for a lot of things. The open borders, people pouring in. They're invading our country by the millions, not tens of thousands, millions, and we do nothing.
Perhaps the most striking aspect of the interview is his comparison of the ethics of the Mafia to those of the current government. In a startling twist, he suggests that the Mafia, often vilified as the epitome of criminality, conducted itself with more regard for public safety than the Biden administration. This isn't a glorification of organized crime, but a damning indictment of our current leaders, suggesting a fall from grace that puts even the Mafia in a more favorable light. Watch.
We did things I don't even want to compare. We're like choir boys compared to these people. We always had a thing about protecting the public. I mean, I talk about people, and I have friends in New York and family, and they turn around and they say, Sammy, it was so much better when the Mafia was in control in New York, things that are going on. I see the lighting of the tree. These things to me are so important, not for religion, not for anything like that. It's so festive, and it brings love and respect. There used to be hundreds of thousands of people lighting the trees and looking at Macy's window and stuff like that. It brought love to your heart, no matter how bad of a person you are. Now I'm seeing riots, I'm seeing things that are going on. How do you have the fucking audacity to do this, come to this country and do this? And you're getting away with it is mind-blowing.
Gravano's message is more than just a sensationalized account from a notorious figure. It's a dire warning. It's a call to the American people to awaken, to question, and to demand accountability from their leaders. His perspective, born from the shadows of the past, casts a long and ominous shadow on the pillars of our governance, challenging us to confront the uncomfortable reality of our nation's leadership. The weight of Gravano's accusations cannot be overstated. If even a fraction of what he says holds truth, it signals a crisis of governance that threatens the very fabric of our republic. The parallels he draws between the Biden administration and criminal conduct are more than just provocative statements. They're a reflection of the growing sentiment among Americans who feel betrayed by their leaders. In this report, we've peeled back the layers of Gravano's claims, examining the implications for American governance. The eerie silence of the mainstream media on these accusations is telling. It speaks to a broader issue of selective reporting and a reluctance to confront uncomfortable truths that might upset the status quo. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. I urge you. This isn't just about staying informed, it's about being part of a movement that demands transparency and accountability from those in power. In closing, let's reflect on the gravity of Sammy Gravano's allegations. Whether you regard him as a credible source or a relic of a bygone criminal era, his words carry a significant message. They challenge us to question the integrity of our leadership and the direction of our great republic. This story isn't just about sensational claims of treason. It's a stark reminder of our duty as citizens to hold those in power accountable. It's a call to look beyond the headlines and seek the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. As Americans, we have a responsibility to ensure that our government remains by the people and for the people. Let Gravano's message be a catalyst for conversation and action. It's time we demand more from our leaders and, more importantly, from ourselves. Remember, our republic's strength lies in its people, you and me. So stay vigilant, stay informed, and always seek the truth.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.